Hello friends, Namaste. In today's session, we will try to learn the various types of travel agencies and tour operation business. The next learning objective of this session is to differentiate the functions of travel agent and tour operator and to discuss the approval of travel agents and tour operators by government and regulatory bodies of India. This whole session is concentrating on the business requirements of tourism industry. As you know that the travel agency and the tour operators are the intermediaries which plays an important role in the tourism product. Which I have already said in the previous slide that they act as a wholesaler. They basically buy the travel components, individual travel components separately from the suppliers and combines them into a package tour. So they have the kind of hold in the travel businesses. They buy the component on their own from the suppliers and then they give their ratings based on the type of negotiation they have with the suppliers. So they have their own price tagging. This is the thing which I wanted to highlight. They can have their own price tagging and then they market themselves accordingly. Or what they do is they market the tour packages along with the suppliers and they do alliance marketing in collaboration with the various suppliers, that is transportation industry, accommodation industry. In fact, there is a business trend that they ask the retailers also to market their product and the retailers get good commission if they are able to sell the tour packages in bulk. Thus, it is said that tour operators are the manufacturers of tourism products because they are having the specialization in producing package tours to different destinations, as they can sell them directly or through the travel retail agents. They have the power to buy the products directly from the suppliers or they own the product. That is the reason they are known as the wholesalers of tourism product. We will discuss about the functions of tour operators. As I've already said that they are the wholesalers of the tourism product. They formulate a tourist product, so they are responsible for destination management also. They are known as destination management company as well if they are promoting a particular tourist destination. The example to quote here is Thomas Cook, SOTC, Sita. All these companies, the tour operators, are known as DMCs as well. The other function is they offer a variety of package tours to different kinds of travelers. So they customize their product based on the demand in the market. And they are known as the manufacturer of the tourism product. And here we can see that there are some companies who have their own retail outlets. So when we talk about Thomas Cook, they have a tie-up with small retail outlets. Say for example, SOTCs and Cox and Kings, Thomas Cook have their tie-up with various regional outlets in the particular region or in the city. As already said in the previous slide, based on the kind of movement of travelers, tour operators are known as inbound tour operators and outbound tour operators. Either they can have a mixed flow of travelers or they have a niche segment of travelers based on the kind of destination they are promoting. Say for example, a group of American tourists coming through TCI to India and the company makes arrangements and handles the group in India, then TCI is the inbound tour operator. Whereas when we say that when we are sending a group of people from India to a particular destination with the help of Thomas Cook, then Thomas Cook is the outbound tour operator for that particular group. Domestic tour operators, there are tour operators who run within the nation, within the periphery of the nation, and they have inclusive tours to various destinations based on the demand for a particular special interest tours. Destination management companies or ground operators, as I've said, these companies are specialized in handling a particular destination product, and they organize tour for the incoming tourist on those areas, and they oversees the operators in that particular destination. So ground operators means they are in charge of the local arrangements in that particular destination. Here it is mentioned the ground operators handles incoming tourists at same season but at different places, ensures that the entire operation is according to the package tours or agreements. So they are in charge of the local tourist services in a particular place. Sometimes when a handling agency is at a prominent tourist place, for example Delhi, and it has to make arrangements to Goa, then it contracts with a local operator or the ground operator to handle the arrangements on his behalf. So this is an example which is quoted here. Here in the previous slide you could see the organization chart of a tour operator. So it's a big large company where the department is divided based on the specialization. For here you can see the tours division department, the tour operation department, the transport department, marketing department, and customer handling department. So again under this there are various division, that is in tour division we can see domestic, outbound, inbound, and then even those who act as a consultant for various companies for their employees movement to other country. So like it is mentioned here in outbound, if a IT company, say Infosys, have their employees going for any product development, project management, they take help from this tour operators as a tour consultant who does all the travel arrangements for their employees. And similarly, each division has their own specialization. Now, what is the difference between travel agencies and tour operators? In simple words, travel agencies are retailers, small companies, whereas tour operators acts as a wholesaler for a tourism product. So when they does the selling of services, travel agencies do it in bits, in pieces for various supplies, whereas tour operators make the product as a whole. So here it has been said the major differences between the system of providing service to customer. A tour operator is a company that buys certain services from different companies and forms a single tourist product out of them using its own pricing system. So this is very important, their own pricing systems, whereas travel agencies rely on tour operators to get the commission. So this is the major difference you can find in the functionality of travel agencies and tour operators. The same thing, travel agency acts as an independent seller and they sell the services of tourism product in pieces. Tour operator is a large company comparatively with the travel agency with several subsidiaries located. So that is the reason I have shown the organization chart of the tour operator to indicate their functionality. A tour operator may be supplier and they have their own inventory, whereas a travel agent is a distributor. Travel agent is a distributor and they would not be having their own inventory. They rely on tour operator. Travel agencies are less inclined to handle ground operations. So this is one more differentiation point. That is, they do not have their own agency to handle at a particular destination, whereas tour operators have their agencies to handle at a particular destination. So local travel arrangements will at the destination will not be taken care by most of the travel agencies. So as in a simple way, they tend to sell only the travel documents, but the services and all is being taken care by this tour operator. Now travel agency can deal with one component or few components, whereas the tour operators have to provide variety, the whole components in the tour program. Here in this picture you can see the various travel agencies which are known worldwide and tour operators. So as I've already said, Thomas Cook, Cox and Kings, GoIbibo, these are all online travel agencies. Expedia, Make My Trip, and in this travel agencies category is the World Travel, Cruise One, Avoya, MK All Around Travel, and there are very many local travel agencies available as well. When we talk about the existence of travel agencies in this 21st century has become very difficult because of the emergence of online web-based travel activity. So hence we could see that this OTAs, online travel agencies, Make My Trip, GoIbibo, emerged, and they are playing a very vital role. Most of the small brick and mortar travel agencies were made to shut down because of no demand from the customers in this past 10 years. Now the question comes, is there any future, or is the travel industry will survive because of this COVID-19 pandemic? We need to think a lot like how these industry can survive, because as travel is halted, there are new trends which has emerged. Like now there are travelers who are looking for passport and visa arrangements which are been entitled as vaccinated visa and passport services or bubble services to travel from one place to another. So any tour operator or travel agency having good contacts and sound enough to handle these operations can survive. And there are many travel agencies struggling for their survival in this pandemic. The next element of today's session is the procedure of approval of travel agents and tour operators by Government of India and the various regulatory bodies. So as you can see here, that the Department of Tourism is the main authorizing body to start with the travel agencies or tour operators businesses. So once a travel agent is planning to start with his business, he has to apply through the portal of Ministry of Tourism and provide his details of his staff, the site where they are located, the kind of business they are looking for, their financial status, because these are the rules which are being laid down by the authoritating body. So here you can see, as it's mentioned here, that the aim and objectives of the recognition are to promote tourism in India by DOT, and the travel companies which are granted recognition are entitled to such incentives and constituencies as may be granted by government from time to time. So they need to check the government portal for various documents which are required to submit so that they can get the approval. And if any travel agency is planning to have foreign currency business, they need to get approval from Reserve Bank of India. Travel agencies looking for getting commissions for air flights, air tickets needs to get approval from ITA, and travel agencies, Agents Associations of India, cruise liners, so that any kind of legitimate activities will be taken care by these bodies. So that is the reason it's very important to get affiliated. And if they are handling passport services, they need to get approval from Ministry of External Affairs. So these are the rules which are prescribed by Department of Tourism for the approval of travel agency. The application shall be in the prescribed form. So there is a form which is available. I will quickly show you the form which is available there on the website of Ministry of Tourism. They need to show that they are functioning successfully for at least 1 year. So they need to show their 1 year operations before they apply for the approval. They should show some minimum paid of capital. So it keeps on changing year on year. So we will go through the website and find it out what is the minimum paid capital which is required this year. Then they need to show the ITA license if they already have a ITA member airlines approval. They need to show that they are approved by RBI to book foreign tourists for the foreign exchange activities. They need to get approval, as I stated, from Ministry of External Affairs to handle documents, passport, visas. Need to show the income taxes access, and they need to get themselves registered under the Local Shops and Establishments Act. They need to have good experienced staff, and which should be approved from IATA and DOT, say staff who have done their qualification, their education from reputed institutions. They need to have the recognition from by the airlines, approval by railways, and they need to fee the prescribed fees for recognition. So I will quickly show you the various documents which are mentioned by DOT. This is the website of DOT. You can search there on the Google. You can mention guidelines for recognition or renewal for travel agent. So this is from Government of India, and this is the PDF file where they have described who is a travel agent, and they have mentioned where the application letter should be posted. So these are the addresses which are mentioned for regional say address to the regional director. So here we can see the address of West Bengal, Maharashtra, then Delhi, Tamil Nadu, and Guwahati, Assam. These are the documents which I have already said. Now this is the paid capital which is required to be shown by the travel agency, which is of 3 lakh. So it should be duly supported by the audited balance sheet. So they need to show this balance sheet, and I have already stated what are the other approvals the government looks for. Then the office space is required is of 150 square feet for rest of India and 100 square feet for hilly areas. And if you are running an online business, so you need to show the registration of the establishment. Then the qualification of the staff should be from the recognized universities, and the fee which is required to be paid is 3,000 for the recognition and renewal of the approval of travel agency business. So this is all about the approval process for a travel agency business. Now for tour operator, the recognition process rules are, again, they need to have proper filled up application form. They need to show minimum turnover of 5 lakhs. Sorry for the spelling error there. They need to have a good professional trained staff. Again, minimum of 1 year income tax assessors, and they should have approval from IATO. So I will show you what are the approval requirement from IATO. IATO is Indian Association of Tour Operators, which I have already explained in the earlier sessions. They need to have good ethical standards of tourism business. So tour operators basically need to have various permissions for the kind of tourism product they offer. Again, approval from RBI. Then they need to have a good financial position. They need to have a recognition by railways and airlines. Should employ one only approved guide. So as they are into a package tour, so they need to have guides which have been approved by the guides associations for those places, and they should contribute towards the promotion and development of tourism. And the other important criteria is the tour operator's office should be located in a good location. Here in this website we can see the various rules which are required from IATO. I will quickly show the site so that we can understand what are the rules stated by IATO. So these are the guidelines for recognition renewal as an approved inbound tour operator. So basically this is for the inbound tour operation business, that is for getting of foreign travelers in India. Here you can see that the application should be addressed to the assistant director located in New Delhi, and again they have based on the region wise for West Bengal and other places they have given. Majorly you can see it's almost the same for travel agencies and tour operators, whatever guidelines are mentioned. So same way, paid capital of 3 lakhs, and for north region it is 50,000. And here you can see that the turnover has to be shown as 25 lakhs. Pardon, here it is 25 lakhs and 5 lakhs for the northeastern region. And same way, the staff should have a degree in travel and tourism management from known institutes. Minimum office space is of 150 square feet in India, square feet for rest of India, and 100 square feet for hilly areas. And then same way, they have to pay a non-refundable fee of 3,000 while applying, and they have to give these tenets of code of conduct for safe and honorable tourism. That is, one is a signed copy of commitment towards safe and honorable tourism, either in English and Hindi. Then they need to have pledge which is been given in the appointment letter. They need to provide training to their staffs according to the ITO by MOT, and they need to get extension renewal from the head office of ITO. So these are the things which have been stated by IATO for the approval process of tour operations business. So in this session, we have discussed about the requirements of tourism business. We have discussed about the types and functions of travel agencies, tour operators, and we have tried to understand the differentiation in operation between travel agencies and tour operators, and we have tried to understand what are the rules and what are the guidelines which are stated by Department of Tourism and International Association of Tour Operators to get the approval for running a business of travel agency or tour operator. These are the references for the today's session. If you have any queries, any questions or any doubts, you can write to me or you can comment in the comment section below. I just want you guys to think about that based on the current crisis, whether this business of travel agencies, tour operations is sustainable. In what ways the travel agency and tour operation business can revive, the tourism industry can stand back. We need to think a lot. Please let me know if you have good suggestions on this. One more point to ponder here, I want you guys to think on that: is there any growth of travel agencies and tour operations based on the kind of rules and regulations which are being levied on them to seek approval? And the next question for you guys to ponder is how you can develop a plan if you are planning to establish your own travel agencies. What are the documents you need to submit, how you will create a business plan, from whom you will seek approval. So these are some points to be pondered, and it would act as a revision exercise as well. Thank you.